What's up guys, it's Paul here from the 95 Investors Club channel here. In this video I wanted to show you exactly how I'm trading the stock market right now, especially with so much uncertainty related to the elections, with the rise in COVID cases, as well as the fact that there is no stimulus yet, and how the White House postponed it to after the elections. Okay, so whenever there's so much uncertainty in the market, as you know, obviously investors like to stay in the sidelines, especially the bigger investors, or a lot of people prefer to sell out of the market. But for the most part, whenever there's uncertainty in the market, you would see more of a sideways price action, just going up and down, just based on any news events. Okay, so in my opinion, the best way to trade a stock market like this is actually through spreads. Okay, so the reason I use spreads is because even if I buy calls or puts, which I do have, by the way, those they're actually getting crushed at this point because volatility is terrible for options premium. So any kind of IV crush can absolutely destroy the value of calls or puts, and that's why whatever calls or puts that I have been holding for the last month or two are actually losing value right now. And I've noticed that the better way to actually trade in a market like this is through spreads or iron condors. Okay, so what I did here is I had 5 of these iron condors for SPY expiring on October 30th, and the way the iron condor is framed is that I got 5 of these 360 calls and sold 5 of these 358 calls, and simultaneously I bought 5 of the 318 puts and sold 5 of the 320 puts. Okay, so for 5 of these iron condors, I collected a credit of $440, and as long as SPY stays above 320 or below 358 in the next 2 days, pretty much, this iron condor will expire worthless, and I get to keep the full $440 credit. Okay, so that's the best way to trade, in my opinion, at this point, because there's no way SPY or basically the market is going to go back to all-time highs anytime soon, because until there's a real resolution as to what's going to happen with the lockdown situation or the president, there's no way it's going to go back to all-time highs. But what could potentially crash the market if there is another lockdown situation, especially based on what we're already seeing right now in Europe. Okay, so on top of the iron condor that I already had for October 30th, which was potentially going to expire worthless and I get to keep the full credit, here's another iron condor that I recommended to my members on Discord, which was for the November 6th. What I did here was pretty much the same thing, where I got the 360 calls and sold the 358 calls, bought the 318 puts and sold the 320 puts. So it's pretty much the same range again. I just pushed it out for another week here. I sold 10 of these iron condors for a credit of $570, and just as before, as long as SPY stays between these two ranges, all these options will expire worthless, and I'll get to keep the $570 credit. Okay, in my opinion, this is slightly riskier because this is exposed to whatever happens after election. If the market crashes a lot and falls below 320, then I might start losing value on this. But if it does come to that, I would potentially push down the put credit spread and get it closer to the 200-day moving average, which is around $314. So that would minimize the credit that I get, but it will still make sure that I avoid a potential $2,000 loss from it. Okay, so it's really going to be important that you manage risk during spreads like this. But in my opinion, if there's only sideways movement and a lot of volatility back and forth, iron condors are the best way to go. Here's one more trade I made. So similar to SPY, I also got an iron condor on Tesla. This is definitely a little higher risk because Tesla can move a whole lot, but just the fact that they also have been trading kind of in a channel a lot, and even though they came out with great earnings, the stock really didn't pop a whole lot. So I don't see a whole lot of new catalysts for it to really shoot up a lot or crash too much at this point. So what I did here was I got 5 of these 505 calls and sold 5 of the 500 calls. I bought 4 of the 365 puts and sold 5 of the 370 puts for an average credit of $700. Okay, so this is till November 20th. It's a little longer. It kind of exposes me to more risk because of the time duration, but as long as Tesla stays above 370, which is close to its 50-day moving average, which it has consistently used as a support so far, and 500, which is all-time highs, I think this is a pretty wide range to have for a good credit of $700. Okay, so that's what I'm doing, guys. I have another iron condor on Microsoft as well. I think sideways action is great for iron condors and spreads. So if that helps you out, please to smash the like button, guys. I keep posting these alerts on Discord as well, so please be sure to join if you haven't already, and subscribe if you haven't already, and hit the notification bell. Okay, thank you for watching, and until next time.